Hey guys, Anthony here. We're going to do a video today on items that you need to prep, but you need to have these items stored not only for yourself, but in order to barter with. When I say barter, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's trading one product or service for another in a time of economic uncertainty or collapse, which is the way we seem to be heading these days in our country. And I wanted to go over a few items to get everybody thinking, to give everybody some ideas, and maybe to wake some people up into prepping and adding some items to their stock that they put aside for specifically bartering purposes. Also for making purchases, like if you guys read, the state of Wyoming has trying to put a bill through that in a case of an economic collapse, they would be able to not only create their own currency, but also have their own private army for the state. And so on the state level, our legislators are making preparations for this very situation. So how much important is it for us to do the same thing? And the items that I have here are certainly not an exhaustive list, but I think they cover a range of things that you need to have. You know, starting from this end, hygiene items, you know, just plastic trash bags in abundance would be good, a good barter item to barter with those that do not have enough. Things like hygiene items, soap and underarm deodorants. Down here, we live in the South, in South Florida. Things like sunblock are extremely important. Cold medications. You hear my voice now. I'm just recovering from a cold. Vitamins and bodybuilding supplements can be very vital in a time of stress when your body's under a lot of stress. Things like creatine can give you a lot more energy and stamina that you take. Prescription medications are great items to barter with. Then, of course, there's foodstuffs. This is not an exhaustive list, but things like extra bags of rice and potatoes, things like protein bars and pastas, salmon, tuna, salami. You know, these you could put away. You could buy several for yourself and put some away to barter with. Cooking oils like olive oil and honey. Coffees, instant, small jars like this, bags, tea bags, you name it. I want people to give their examples too on the comments section of some of the things that I don't go over here in this video. Small electronic items and solar powered items, like, you know, a radio like this can be a lifesaver and an excellent way to barter in a time of civil unrest or political collapse. Or a disaster, a natural disaster even. Fuels. This is just one type of fuel, but gasolines and oils and things of that nature. Lights, signaling devices like this, flashlight and beacon. Knives, small flashlights, candles, tools of all kinds, axes, picks, shovels, wrenches, pliers, screwdrivers, scissors. This multi-tool just represents the tool section. Items such as matches, very important during times of economic uncertainty, civil unrest, disasters. Things like cigars are good not only to enjoy at the end of the day, or also to keep bugs away. Ammunition, I think, is probably one of the major things to stockpile. This here is specifically for zombies, the new Hornady Zombie Max ammunition. I don't know if I would use this to barter with, but just giving you an example of that ammunition of all types and calibers, especially 9mm shotgun shells, 223, 7.62 by 39. You know, common calibers that a lot of people use would be good to stockpile. 22 caliber, for an example, would be a good ammunition to stockpile. Many people have 22 caliber handguns and rifles. Moving over to money. Here is just an example. Here is a slab of copper that I have here. That's worth money. It's tangible. It's stamped, and it has the weight on it. It's something that I could barter with. The coins at the top here in the cases are for their numismatic value, not only for the silver content in them, the 1 ounce of silver, but for their numismatic value, their collector value. They're worth far more than the face value or the silver content of the coin. So that could be another excellent way to barter for larger scale items. This peace dollar, again, is certified by the PCGS. There's coin certification companies. Okay, moving down, just as your basic, everyday 1 ounce silver dollar coin. Don't know what the silver closed at on Friday. I think last week it was around $34 an ounce. And so there you have it. Something like this is worth $34 or maybe even more in a time of unrest and uncertainty. Again, an older peace dollar from the 20s. Again, almost 1 ounce of silver there. Morgan dollars. People used to carry these around in their pocket when money was real. Here's a Morgan dollar. Again, 1921 Morgan dollar. There's silver slabs that people, or bars that people collect. This is also a 1 ounce silver. Okay. Then there's the silver Walking Liberties. There's the Kennedys, the pre-1964 or earlier, have a, I believe, a 90% silver content before the money was changed. Same thing with the Franklins, pre-1964. The George Washington quarters, pre-1964. Again, your Buffalo nickels, your Mercury dimes, and also your Eisenhower dimes, pre-64, all have value to them. In fact, you could buy bags of what they call junk silver, and not that it's junk, it's just that it's not, you're not buying it for its numismatic or collector value, you're buying it for its sheer purchasing power. Say, for instance, there's a formula you use for the pre-1964, I think it's 0.71%, but if you take 4 of these 1964 quarters and do the formula, you'll come up with about $27, I believe, in a cash value. So 4 of these 1964 quarters would be worth $27, and that would be a lifesaver if you were bartering for food or for water or for shelter. So get yourself some bags of junk silver as soon as you can and put them aside. Again, the most precious commodity, of course, is water. Just a bottle of water like this in an old Gatorade bottle can be a lifesaver to someone that has not prepared, and they could trade you for something. Liquor in a time of unrest not only can be used to make fires, sterilize wounds, to drink, but also for bartering. So here are some little bottles of liquor that you could use and stock away and barter with. And so that's just an overview of a few things, guys. I'd like to hear from my subscribers and some others on some items that they have put aside for bartering purposes. And so not just for your own use, but specifically for bartering purposes. So you have, in other words, I wouldn't give this knife away if it was my last knife. So I need to have more than one of an item to barter. Same thing with fuel and radios and ammunition. I'm not going to give away all my ammunition, so I'm not left with anything for myself. So keep that in mind when you're doing your preps, items that you're going to put aside for bartering. Okay, this is Anthony signing out. Hope everybody gets involved in this and we get a good bartering list going. Take care.